the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time, and Todd Mcshay has brought up a trade scenario.
Oh my.
But really what it comes down to, Horst, is with Carson Wentz being traded now to the Colts and the Bears not getting him, has the Bears' desperation hit an all-time high? Will they do anything they can to move up in the NFL draft and get the quarterback that they need? Could the 49ers be sitting right there to reap all the benefits at 12?
I really think that it's a scenario that could play out, and it's getting more and more likely by the day because Matt Nagy is not happy with the quarterbacks he has. Matt Nagy will be coaching for his job next year, and so he really wants to bring in another quarterback. He hasn't been able to through trade. I don't think they want to give up Khalil Mack and a bunch of ones to get Deshaun Watson. So I think that that's the most realistic place for them to get a quarterback is in the draft. And the Patriots and Washington pick behind the Niners, and they both need a quarterback. So they both pick between the Niners and the Bears.
Yeah.
And they both need a quarterback. And there's a good chance there's 2 of those 5 first-round rated quarterbacks left when the Niners get up to draft. And if there is, I think a deal there is very likely.
Not only do I think it's likely, I think it's a huge leverage point at this point because in our first mock draft that we did, we saw Trey Lance was still on the board there, as well as Mac Jones is still available at 12. And while we're not high on Mac Jones per se, there are a lot of teams who are high on Mac Jones. And so there is a lot of leverage at that spot at 12. There's a lot of teams who could still be looking to add a guy who they think may be one of the better quarterbacks and a breakout star in this draft at that 12 spot, and they would be willing to significantly overpay to come up. The Bears definitely reek of desperation. Matt Nagy isn't just coaching for his job. He's coaching at this point for his reputation, because the reputation coming into Chicago was that he was an offensive guru. The likes of which people had never seen, the creativity, the situational awareness, the non-conservative play calling style, and the guy who's willing to take chances. And outside of Trubisky's first year, there has not been a whole lot of wizardry going on from Mr. Matt Nagy in that offense.
Yeah.
It's been pretty one-dimensional. It's been pretty predictable. And so an upgrade at the quarterback position can help him. They missed out on Wentz. They're not going to overpay for Watson. Not many people are going to overpay for Watson. And by overpay, we mean pay a lot of first-round picks and generational defensive talents. There are not a lot of teams who are going to be able to or willing to do that at this point if they're not in a full rebuild. Chicago's not in a full rebuild. They feel like they're a quarterback away from getting there. The Niners definitely aren't in a rebuild. We're not necessarily a quarterback away. We're just health and probably some extra positional pieces in other places away from putting ourselves right back where we were. I could 100% see this, getting 2 or 3 first-round picks, probably not 3, but 2 first-round picks out of this. The pick they have at 20, as well as another first-round pick in a future year. A second is doable. I'm thinking you can even finesse a 4th pick out of it, the whole ordeal, if you play your cards right.
Yeah, they're not going to run it back with Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, I think that last year, if they would have had a quarterback, they could have made some noise in the playoffs. So they're going to have to make a move here. And when they get to the draft and they don't have a starting quarterback, because there's not really anyone that's big time that's an option as a veteran guy, unless, something like Ben Roethlisberger gets cut or something of that nature. I think that if the 49ers were ready to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo, Chicago has called, they would definitely be willing to do that. Now, Todd Mcshay laid out the trade as pick number 12 from the 49ers to the Bears, and the 49ers would get pick 20, pick 56 this year, and then in 2022, either a first or second round pick. Definitely with the desperation of not getting Carson Wentz, that could be a first round pick. Now the question becomes, with those picks, do the 49ers just sit there and make moves in the draft, or do they decide then to package 20, the 2022 first round pick, and at least the Bears second round pick with some other picks that they have to go after Deshaun Watson? Is that officially the firepower that they need to go after Deshaun Watson and get their quarterback? Could Chicago actually, their desperation to move to 12, benefit the 49ers enough to get Deshaun Watson?
I'm all for it as long as they don't have to give up Bosa.
Yeah, I think so.
If they would take that grouping of picks and maybe like one more pick somewhere in there, not a first, but another pick, I would do it.
I think Alex has an idea for this because we were talking about it.
We were talking about this earlier,
so you set me up.
we had brought this kind of up and discussed it. 49er fans may hate this idea, but just think about it, because the Texans want generational talent type players. They want starters.
They want young defensive starters.
Young defensive starters. So you take pick 20. You take Chicago's other first round pick. You take the second round pick they give you. You throw in something else, another pick along the way, a top 3 round pick somewhere down the road, and Dre Greenlaw.
Mm-hmm.
Just to sweeten it just a little bit more and send them that way. And once you do that, you try and find a way to trade up in the draft. Just a few spots from our second round pick. You package 2 seconds together, this year's second, next year's second, and trade up into the late first round and take Zaven Collins out of Tulane, who's probably a top 10 player in this draft, who's going to fall into that late second round, and grab the linebacker to replace him.
Or, if that doesn't work out, say the other trading up for Zaven Collins, there's another guy we're going to bring up later that they could bring back to replace.
It's true. You could fill the hole in free agency. We were thinking about adding a dynamic, unbelievable talent that is probably
somehow going to fall into the end of the first round.
He has easily become my favorite player in the entire draft. Putting Zaven Collins next to Fred Warner would be the ultimate linebacking core. The nickel defense is even better than when Dre Greenlaw. And Greenlaw's a great player.
Absolutely.
It's just Zaven Collins is just better. He's just an outstanding player. And he also would give you the versatility you need. He can blitz. He can rush off the edge. I think this is a possibility. Whatever you have to do you would kind of kill 2 birds with one stone. You would get maybe the best player in the draft. You created a need with the trade, but you fulfilled the biggest need of improving your quarterback position, which, I mean, I'm ready to run it back with Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm ready to.
But if I can upgrade with Deshaun Watson and know that I have a generational talent for the next 10 to 15 years, I'm going to do it.
And it's just one less thing to worry about.
It is. Well, and 2, if you're adding those 2 players by making these trades, then you are adding 2 elite players to your roster. And you just went from 0 to 60 real quick, and you're on your path.
And you really only gave up 3 of your own picks in order to accomplish it. You gave up 1 of your own picks.
Yeah.
You gave up 1 of your own picks, and then you gave up 2 second-round picks in order to trade up to get Zaven Collins. I mean,
yeah. I think you would have, using Chicago's picks, you would then have the firepower to go get Deshaun Watson, throwing in Greenlaw to sweeten the deal. No 49er fan really wants to move on from Greenlaw because of what he has done for the 49ers and the fact that he's a great player.
Absolutely.
But we have an avenue to get somebody to replace him that is a freak of nature. So 100% I would be for this plan, and I wonder how many other people would be too.
Let us know what you think in the comments section down below. Did what we just proposed sound absolutely insane, asinine, bonkers, and you want no part of this, or are you on board, ready to jump on the 49ers cutback train and ride this prediction into fruition? Let us know in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell.
Yeah. Now, all I'm going to be thinking about is how we need to make this trade happen so I can get Zaven Collins on my team. I wanted Chase Claypool last year. I was denied. I will not be denied this time, Horse.
I know.
I want my guy.
We've been ready for 3 years. We've been denied for 3 years.
He's continued to be denied, Horse.
Hey, we're not going to be denied. This channel won't be denied. We're not going to deny you either. We want to have a conversation. Let's have it down in the comment section down below. But until next time, stay safe.
I remember the right way.
Is always the 49ers way.
Give me Zaven.